All right, so currently I'm in our new house and I am in the new garage, which is what I'm gonna pretty much show you guys along the way here. I don't know how quickly I'm gonna get to addressing the car, so I'm gonna do some shop or garage updates of what I'm gonna do, and you guys can just follow that along if you care. The cars will resume. I just kinda need to get this garage a little bit more what I need so I can start working on things and get ready for, I guess, maybe the upcoming road race season or whatever else is gonna be, out here that I can attend to. So first and foremost, we went from a 2-car garage to a 3-car garage, and I'm gonna show you the garage now here in a second and just kind of start where we're gonna go with. So here it is, the S2000's parked inside, the Colorado, my wife's truck is parked inside. The S2000 can definitely go over more, but we've got some room, you can get out of the vehicle. She's got some room on the other side. Now this workbench here came with the garage. It's actually not much wrong with it. I probably could use it for some things. My biggest problem with it is it's literally like in the 3rd car stall where the CRX is gonna go. So I'm probably not going to destroy this thing. I'm going to just simply move it for the time being if I can get it out that door and just kind of get it into the backyard, and we'll address it later. The other thing I noticed is it seems like a lot of houses in New Mexico, they all have this. I don't know, it's supposed to be something, I guess, to stop you from running into the water heater or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna try to get a lot of the stuff from my previous videos that are in the garage out into like a shed or somewhere else, because a lot of stuff I don't use day to day, like stuff for painting the car, intercooler piping, exhaust piping, all stuff that I want to keep, but I don't need them in the garage all the time because I don't use them all the time. So I'm gonna try to have the garage basically just toolboxes, welding table, and stuff I need for the cars. So with that being said, the very first thing on the agenda is we're gonna paint the walls. I'm gonna try to knock as much as I can out. These lighting fixtures, I'm gonna say right now, are gonna go at some point. This garage is definitely brighter than my other garage, but back towards the back, you can just already see from this point of view, it is definitely dark. All right, so the cabinet thing behind me is removed, that workbench guy. Taking off a lot of the panels and little receptacles for the most part. Kind of wipe the wall down gently. And what we're gonna be going with is a bunch of stuff up here. I'm going to be using this Valspar Pro PVA primer on the wall first, followed by another Valspar signature paint. I grabbed flat, and the color that we are going with is AC25 Harbor Gray. So if anybody follows Matt at Obsessed Garage, this seems to be the color code that he recommends to make the garages kind of feel bigger. So I chose flat. Also, that way he mentions in one of the videos, like, you don't really got to clean the wall as much if it's something that just kind of gets messed up. It's easy to roll it on because it's flat, so you're not gonna worry about a sheen, covering it or whatever the case is. So that's the color I'm gonna be going with. The one thing that's gonna be a hassle is going up there. I'm gonna have to just kind of go in there gently and go up there. And the lights are gonna be up for right now. The lights that I ordered are not here yet, but I have a bunch of my goods coming. So I need to get the majority of the garage kind of painted now, so I'm not gonna take everything back out. Day 2 now, cars are moved out. Now we're gonna get ready to do the actual, color, the base coat, the AC25 Harbor Gray. So the primer, you can see, came out pretty well. There are some areas, down by the baseboard and stuff that got paint on them. Not too concerned with it because I am going to be painting that some other color at some point in time. And the floor is gonna get done, as you can see. This old Rust-Oleum that was on the floor when we moved in, just kind of beat up anyways. And I don't know what I'm gonna do for the floor yet, but something will go on the floor at some point in time. All right, it's been a couple of days now. Again, the garage is still very disorganized. I am waiting on a shed. We purchased one, we're just waiting for everything to go through so we can get the shed here. So I took the ballast down, and again, it wasn't painted up there before, so I just kind of threw a light coat on there. Might throw a second on there. We'll just see, because I had no primer. I just went right to paint, and you can see over there where it wasn't painted. So when I took the ballast out, we've got just wires hanging out here. So I think what I'm gonna do is just put a cap over it and just hardwire the LEDs that I got here, which I'll show you in a moment. And this will just run off the light switch over there. All right, so here's the light fixture I ordered off Amazon. These are the 8-footers. Included in the box, you're gonna get a couple of jumper cables. They basically can just jump from end to end on the light fixture. You will get a bunch of little end caps to block them off. These can kind of connect the lights to each other. And I already sorted them out. There's essentially 4 little brackets and then 4 screws per bracket to hold up each light here. All right, so if you're gonna hardwire it, this is the little piece it comes with here with 3 wires. Now, I'm gonna show you what I ended up having to do. I wasn't able to reach from where the old ballasts were plugged in to where I want to actually connect my lights. So I didn't want to cut up any of these harnesses here, my little daisy chains. So what I ended up doing was just cutting right here on the end of the plug, this end of the plug. Then on here, I stripped it off just so it was wires. And on here, I stripped it off just so it was just wires. And then I essentially just teed this in right here to give me a little bit extra length. And this ended up going into the actual, you know, wiring. So you can see here's the side I've already kind of done. Got a nice little block off plate there. And you can see where I sort of soldered the wires and connected it. And this one will just daisy chain from here, goes to the next one, daisy chains at that end, goes to the next one, and so forth. All right, so when you connect all the wires together, you just match wire to wire. But when I went up into the top of the, you know, where the ballast was then plugged in, I did my yellow/green wire to the copper brass wire, and then white to white, and then black to a red wire up there. I am not a home electrician, so if you need to do something, do some Googling, call somebody, do whatever you need. This is how I got mine to set up and work off the switch on my wall here. All right, so first I put the actual mounting tabs on here. If you essentially measure from that end to the center of this bracket, you get about 18.5, a little bit over 18.5, and then from center to here to there, 18.5, a little over again, all the way down, and put your 4 brackets on. That'll center it up. So now I'm just gonna kind of mount this in line with about this ledge right here, which is about where that one is too. That way they'll kind of be even, and we'll see what we got going on. All right, so here I am across the street. I'm only gonna open up the 2-car garage at the moment instead of the 3rd, so we can just get the same kind of perspective. And here it is from across the street at the neighbor's house. Let's just walk into it. See if the GoPro adjusts fast enough. All right, something else is, this is not a smart switch yet, but I've got one on order that's coming. So this switch just operates the lights over there. And then this base is hooked up into the garage motor plug there. There's no actual outlet just to flip it on and off. So I can do something simple like, Alexa, turn on Tracy's garage lights.
Okay.
And she'll turn on the garage lights there. Since I can't reach it, I don't have to have a thing hanging, blah, blah, blah. Wife's name is Tracy, in case you couldn't tell. What I want to do though is once that switch becomes smart, I want it to control those over there, so I can kind of walk in the garage just for my own entertaining sake and just say, you know, Alexa, turn on the power of dreams, and everything in here just turns on. In case you don't know what that is, well, that's on the slogan. So overall, I cannot be happier with these lights. It is super cool. I contemplated putting one back here, essentially so that way, you know, it can kind of shine down on the back of the CRX. And the same thing that, you know, once the garage doors are kind of shine on the back of the S2000, but I don't think I necessarily need it. The wife's bay, or little area right here, has only got 3 lights at the moment, and it's still it's ample. These things are great. If you don't have them, I highly recommend these things. You can see I kind of bought these. I didn't show anything in the video on them, but I'll put it in the link or in the description below. They're little like cable hideaways. I didn't get crazy with them. You can hide the entire wire. My main thing was just to kind of hold the wire up so it wasn't just hanging. You can stick the one over there I still need to do. Wrap that one around there. It's just, most of it's tidied up, but I still got to do some more of them. But you get the idea of what I was doing based off that over there. So now that the lights are up and the walls are painted, I'm super happy right now with the garage as far as that's concerned. Some people may have thought, hey, like, why didn't you wait and just not move everything in the garage? Well, in case you don't know, I'm military, and anybody else that is military that does watch, my TMO shipment was scheduled for a date, and I chose the date. It's kind of like a catch-22. The longer I waited, the more I wouldn't have money in my stuff, like including my bed and things like that. And I've been on an air mattress for a little bit now, and I got kind of tired of it. So it is what it is. I have to deal with all the stuff in the garage and just kind of work around it. These toolboxes have done me well over the years. What I'm thinking of doing is kind of getting rid of both of them and getting one big toolbox that can kind of house all of my power tools, just kind of have more storage for things and just be more organized about it. All my walkie tools, etc. The welder's probably gonna honestly be able to stay here, and I can just route it, the cable and everything over here, the torch itself. I moved the welding table that earlier was in this video, probably a little frame that I made was over here, but I need a workbench. So this workbench fits here perfectly. It's not intruding as you come out of the door, but it does look a little ragged, and it's because I beat the crap out of it. It is my workbench. So I may end up in the future maybe kind of painting it or just kind of covering it or something, just to kind of go with, the nicely fresh painted walls and everything else that I'm hoping the garage is gonna, eventually look like. It's just gonna take some time. It is what it is. And I understand that. Everything that's great usually does take time. So, with that being said, the trip driving out here, in case anyone's curious, it was definitely a drive from Florida to New Mexico. We're here, we've been here. What I can say is the views of the mountain is absolutely beautiful versus the ocean. The ocean is also beautiful, but I grew up around the ocean. So it just kind of became, I've just seen it. It is what it is. So now the mountains are a different type of just perspective for me to look at, and it's beautiful looking. So that's gonna wrap up this video. I appreciate everybody that has subscribed or has followed, anybody that's new, liked, commented on a video. If anybody's got any comments on how to set up a garage, maybe a similar setup to mine, I'm open about anything. This water heater is just a killer. It is what it is. It's staying. I'm just gonna have to work around it for now. But other than that, again, I appreciate everybody for watching. Stay tuned for next time.